You know, starting out in medias res is fine and all, but you have to start at a point that makes me question how things came to be. This is just a chase scene that ends without me knowing anything. It's like the developers knew that the first 30 minutes of their game was boring as hell, so they just threw in an action scene from later in the game to spice it up. It sure was nice that the enemy helicopters all attacked from the one side that Walker's helicopter had a gun mounted on. If they'd attacked from the left, this game would be over. And I'd be okay with that.
Is John Conrad the greatest man I ever served with?
What does it say about the state of video game voice acting when Nolan North, featured here, and Troy Baker, featured everywhere else, constitute the majority of white male protagonists? If movies had this little diversity in casting, Liam Neeson would be in every good action movie. Hey, wait a minute. Why would Conrad bring all of his medals with him to a war zone? I mean, that's a Medal of Honor, a Legion of Merit, and a Defense Superior Service Medal. You don't just carry those with you in your pocket. More like in a cedar box you keep in your attic. Not only his medals, but newspaper clippings about himself and photos as well. I'm starting to think Conrad figured someone would narrate a story about him someday and wanted to have stuff ready for the documentary film crew.
Instead of coming home, he volunteered his entire battalion to help with the evac. Bet all you did was send a check.
I hope you like hearing me make that sound during this video, because that's the sound I found myself making every time this game started moralizing about war and humanity, and I plan to repeat that sound every time I find examples of it during editing.
Last thing we heard out of Dubai was that Conrad was leading a caravan of survivors out of the city. That was 6 months ago.
It's been 6 months since an entire major metropolitan city went silent, and no one thought it might be a good idea to look into it. We don't want to take the time to render a background outside these windows, so we'll just overexpose it like all hell and call it artistic. Ah, Dubai. As a fresh-faced new city in the world, you are going to have a bright future being destroyed for our entertainment. Tokyo, New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles send their regards.
Colonel John Conrad, United States Army.
Radio broadcast is disjointed and broken up and doesn't paint a clear picture cliché. Delta Force fire teams do not operate in groups of 3.
Yes, sir. A local airborne insurgency has infiltrated the U.S. zone designated as my pants.
Yes, so how we laugh at Lugo's military jokes. He's going to be that character, isn't he? You know what I'm talking about.
Gentlemen, welcome to Dubai.
Gentlemen, welcome to the destination you already knew we were headed towards and could clearly see we had arrived at.
Wow. If I wasn't a hardened killing machine, that might have hurt.
This game is setting out to remind me of every 90s military movie I ever hated. And that's a lot of movies. I don't want to sound like I'm trivializing a natural disaster, but for the life of me, I can't figure out how a sandstorm could kill people sitting in their cars. Usually, these kinds of visuals are left for nukes or viruses. Sand is just annoying, not deadly. Just ask Anakin.
Why? So you can kill us too?
You speak Farsi? Maybe we can understand each other better. Agarin Torim half bezanim.
You just heard one of them speak perfect English. Why would you switch to another language? And what's more, why Farsi? Farsi is not commonly spoken at all in Dubai. That's the language of Afghanistan. Bloody screen. So real.
Lugo, distance.
About 100 yards away.
Let's move.
I only saw an ear receiver on Lugo, so that's one sin against his supposed ability to trace a radio signal. Sin number 2 is because in order to trace a radio signal, you need 2 points of reference to triangulate. Can no game get that simple detail right?
And what about Conrad? Is he still alive?
Dying just before you give vital information cliché. Are any of you going to tell him to stop moving? Maybe shoot the floor next to his feet to show him how serious you are? He is inching towards the edge to escape in the most obvious way possible. When I heard that this game was about shooting white Americans in the face, I thought to myself, excellent. But somehow this game manages to make shooting white people feel mundane. Also, that last sin about shooting white people in the face has ensured I'll never be able to run for political office. And considering my degree is in political science, I just threw away 2 years of college to make that joke. So that's one more sin. Good thing the 33rd decided to broadcast their interrogation and torture of a CIA agent over the radio. Otherwise, Walker and his team would have had no idea where to go next.
Can you trace the signal's origin?
I already did. It's coming from over there.
Oh, I don't know why I even keep sending games to the radio tracking thing. It's not like they will ever stop doing it no matter how little sense it makes. It's too convenient for moving characters to the next scene. How the hell did you get up here? You were on the ground floor just a moment ago and there was no elevator or stairwell. So, well, fuck if I know. Nope, There is not enough sand in all of the Arabian Peninsula to cover skyscrapers as far as the eye can see. Then why is it just this one area is buried in this much sand? We were walking on a street not too long ago, but just a few miles away from that, sand is piled over skyscrapers. And then there is this weird fact that the sandstorm left this one little valley in between the buildings. Shouldn't that have been buried as well? Damn, and here I thought Lara Croft could survive some ridiculous bullshit. Walker just took 2 hits that should have knocked him out cold, fell several fatal stories straight down, then slid down the face of a building before managing to grab onto this pipe sticking out for no reason. And don't even ask where Walker got the rope from, because he sure as hell didn't have that on him before he fell. You can also add waking up just in time to dodge that pipe to the list of bullshit from the previous sin.
Got a lock on the signal, Lugo?
Yeah, we're close.
Oh, God damn it, screw you and your magic radio. You know, in my elementary school science fair, I powered a light bulb with a potato. If only I had known you could power a speaker and a radio with a human body, I'd probably be in prison or a psych ward.
What the hell's going on, Lugo?
No fucking clue.
Whoa, feedback.
Identify yourself.
Wait, is the radio man talking to them over the intercom or the headset radio? Because he started out on the intercom, which caused a loud feedback noise, but now he's talking to them over the radio. This missile continues moving in slow motion while Walker moves at normal speed.
It's time we got out of here. Calling the evac team.
We got 8 miles of open desert between us and the storm wall. Helos would cut us down before we took 10 steps.
Well, you walked right into Dubai, no problem. But walking out is suddenly impossible. Alright, I'll play along. I've never played this game before, but Walker obviously has some serious mental problems going on that I'm sure will come into play in a big reveal near the end. What? Why the hell did you have your men empty a full clip into the sand next to her head if you were just going to shoot her in the head anyway?
What happened?
He just stopped breathing.
Did he have a heart attack? Because he sure as hell wasn't shot. We saved him, remember? I'm just going to start shoving the guy I wasn't even arguing with just so I can create enough drama for a fight to break out so you can break it up. The developers of this game saw Apocalypse Now one too many times and thought to themselves they could make something just as impactful in a game. I'm here to tell you that you failed.
This is your fault, goddammit! Stop right there, Lugo. What it is, we didn't have a choice! He turned us into fucking killers!
Is this game deep or garbage? I know which way I'm leaning.
Phosphorus. I swear if I never see this shit again, it'll be too soon.
Tell me about it. I've seen it 3 times already in this game, and not once has its use had the impact it's supposed to have on me. I'm just worried it's going to make a 4th appearance and continue to disappoint me. If this is supposed to be this game's take on napalm in Vietnam, color me unimpressed.
Look at this. Tags.
And of course they're lying on the ground rather than around the neck of one of the dead soldiers.
Welcome to Dubai, gentlemen.
You're a bit late to the whole welcome to Dubai thing. Walker already did that at the beginning and his team has been in Dubai ever since. But I'm guessing that's the ARC word for this game, so go ahead and repeat it a few more times and get it out of your system.
There. Tallest tower in Dubai. That's where to.
I guess they couldn't get the rights to use its actual name, the Burj Khalifa, or however the hell you're supposed to pronounce it. You know, normally when you successfully flashbang your enemies, you use that opportunity to take them down, not wait patiently for the effects to wear off so they can start shooting at you. Hanging off the back of a slow-moving tanker truck while dozens of armed soldiers shoot at you. Sounds like a great way to not get killed. There better be a good explanation as to why this one road is usable. I mean, every other road has either been covered in sand or blocked by cars except this one.
In 4 days, this city will begin dying of thirst.
Am I the only one that's remembering the aquariums full of water we passed not too long ago? What's stopping people from drinking that? How the hell did that crash destroy an entire city block? These trucks were filled with water, not TNT. Walker survived the crash that destroyed an entire city block with his shirt sleeves being his only casualty. How exactly is there a fire burning in this truck? I mean, it was a water tanker and all the water spilled out when it was crashed. Shouldn't that have doused any flames?
If people find out what he did, the whole region will declare war on us, and we'll lose.
What exactly did the 33rd do here that would lead the entire Middle East to declare war on the US? There was a sandstorm, which was not the US's fault. The US sent in troops to evacuate the survivors and failed, and then those soldiers went AWOL and started killing civilians. Those soldiers were no longer following orders and would be considered traitors by every government in the world, so the US couldn't really be held responsible. However, destroying the water supply so countless people die of thirst, that will probably rustle a few eyebrows. And I'm pretty sure that if all the Middle East declared war on the US, it wouldn't be the guaranteed loss like you say. You kind of need a way to get troops across the Pacific Ocean to launch an invasion of the US, and no country in the Middle East has the equipment to do so. The more likely outcome of all this is a sternly written letter of condemnation from the UN. Somehow Lobo and Adams ended up several blocks away in a shopping mall even though they were on the truck in front of Walker when the crash happened. A CRT television next to an LCD? That's definitely a sin. I'm kind of wondering why the radio man has a video camera in his booth. This whole time he's only broadcast over the radio.
You're the guy who built a citywide broadcast system with spare parts. That's impressive.
I'd be more impressed if someone explained how he powered the damn thing. This city is a wreck. There should be no electricity. Oh, so that's how they got in the helicopter at the beginning. I was on the edge of my seat wondering about that.
Wait, this isn't right!
Well, it's too late now!
No, I mean, we did this already!
Just because you mentioned that this happened earlier doesn't keep the sin at bay. You're still making me do something over again that I already did. And remember that prediction I made about Walker being crazy? I think I'm going to win that bet. And the game should have ended there with Walker dying from falling out of a crashing helicopter. Unfortunately, there's still another hour to this game.
There were over 5,000 people alive in Dubai the day before you arrived.
Skip. Even though the helicopter they were in was in a tailspin, somehow Walker, Adams, and Lugo all survived and ended up in different spots. Adams is next to the crash, but Lugo and Walker ended up on opposite ends of the map. Oh hey, white phosphorus again. Nope, still doing nothing for me.
We have survive.
Apparently they weren't pinned down as the 33rd claimed of hopping over some sandbags and running could let Walker get away. So about that everyone dying of thirst thing again. How come they couldn't drink this water right here in these fountains? Are you fucking kidding me? There are hundreds of thousands of gallons of water in this giant-ass aquarium. As far as I'm concerned, the whole water thing should never have been an issue.
It seems that reports of my survival have been greatly exaggerated.
If Conrad has been dead this whole time and his voice over the radio was just imagined by Walker, then who was commanding the 33rd? They were pretty clearly acting on someone's orders.
What the hell happened?
I don't know, he just stopped moving.
Walker, snap out of it!
I get it. We have to choose.
Since Walker was clearly unstable this entire time, what with him seeing people who weren't there and talking to imaginary people over the radio, Adams or Lugo should have relieved him of command a long time ago. If this game thinks I'm taking sins off just because some of them might have been imagined by Walker, it has another thing coming. Just because your plot turned into the secret window at the end does not give you a free pass. Choose your ending. Ending A, you're an asshole. Ending B, you're less of an asshole.
Gentlemen, welcome to Dubai.
Oh boy, I sure am glad this game got to end with the same line it pretty much started with. That shows you just how well this story was written.
How'd you survive all this?
Who said I did?